Hello everybody, and welcome to another edition of Drew's Food Reviews. Today I'm going to be making for dinner French onion soup. And pretty simple. I've got an old recipe here. And basically you just chop up the onion, well, slice up the onions, about 2 pounds of onions, and then you put butter and vegetable oil. Then you brown them in the pot for quite a while until they get nice and golden brown. Then you sprinkle them with flour, and then you add the stock to it and you cook it. And then you also toast a piece of French bread and put some Swiss cheese on top of that, and then you make a nice melted top to it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to slice up all these onions. I'm probably going to do them in a food processor so I don't cry. And then I'm going to add those to the pot. And so when I get these all chopped up, I've got about 5 or 6 of these good sized onions. Once I get them all peeled and chopped, I'll show you what they look like when I put them in the pot. So stay tuned. I've got some 4 tablespoons of butter and about 2 tablespoons of olive oil, and I'm melting them in the pot. And I've chopped up about 8 cups of the onions, and I'm going to add that in here. And I'm gonna have to probably turn the fan on because the onion fumes when they're cooking are really strong. So there we go. So I'm going to go ahead and get this heated up, and then I'm going to add the onions in, and I'm going to saute them uncovered till they're all cooked down and they're brown and golden. And that's going to take probably about 20 minutes to a half an hour of a lot of babysitting and watching everything cook. And you have to stir it, and you have to be on the stove for a little while. So after this gets heated up, I'm going to go ahead and give you a little bit of a time-lapse thing of as the onions cook down in a little bit, you know, as it starts melting down. And this is about 8 cups of onions, and it'll cook down to just maybe like a cup of onions, if that. So it really cooks down quite a lot, and we'll see. I'll show you when everything gets all nice and see it's all melting the butter. There we go. So turn it down a little bit, and I went ahead and got this melted. It's going pretty good, and I'm going to add all these onions in, and then I'm gonna so there you go. That may look like a lot of onions, but trust me, come back in a few minutes, this will all cook way down. So stay tuned. Okay, so you can see how it's already starting to cook down, and it's still going, but it's got a long ways to go. So check back in a few minutes and just show you what they're coming along as. It's starting to get some juice down at the bottom there, and as that keeps cooking, you'll be getting more juice and it'll start rendering down. So stay tuned. Okay, so still cooking, getting melted down a little more, and starting to get liquid in the bottom. So stay tuned. Okay, you can see they're starting to get brown and they're starting to wilt down. I'll come back when it's a little bit more. Okay, so they continue to cook. They're getting a little bit brown, and I'm trying to stir it to keep it from sticking to the bottom. And you see, starting to brown up pretty good, and it's still reducing down. So stay tuned. Okay, as you can see, everything is getting brown. They cook way down. And I'm just kind of scraping the bottom, getting the brown bits off the bottom as it continues to brown. And then I'm going to add some flour to it once they get really golden, deep, dark brown. And then I'm going to add the stock. So that's what I'm working on now. There we go. See? There's quite a bit of steam. And it's cooked way down from, you saw the whole thing was full, and now it's way down. As you can see, everything is nice and brown there. The bits have all get scraped off the bottom, and I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit of flour to the mix and kind of brown up these onions. See here? A little bit of that. And I'm going to go ahead and just going to help to thicken the onions and brown them a little bit. Once they get all toasted up, and I kind of get the brown bits off the bottom. So you can see how all that. Okay, so I've added it in. Got it nice and stirred up, and I'm going to add half of the stock now and half of it later. So here we go. Okay, so there's half the stock. I'm going to stir that out, get the bits off the bottom. Okay, so as you can see, there's all the bits, and I've added half of it, and I stirred the sauce. Well, I stirred the onions and got all the brown bits off the bottom, and I'm going to add the other half. Basically, it's 2 quarts of liquid, and I did one from broth. I did 4 cups that I made from the beef stock powder, and then I have another container of the beef broth, and I'm going to add that in. And as you can see, it's nice and dark. You can also combine chicken and beef, like half and half. But the beef gives you a little bit richer flavor. And you can use low sodium or non-fat or whatever you want to do, or make your own beef broth. And there you go. That's what it's going to look like. And I'm going to heat this all up and let it simmer for a little while. Bring it to the boil. And then I'm going to put it in a container with some croutons and some Swiss cheese on top. So stay tuned once it's going. Okay, so now boiled up and basically done. Since it's cooked and I've stirred it up, got all the bits off the bottom, and this is kind of the finished product, and I'm going to put it in a little carafe, and then I'm going to put the French bread on top, and also then some Swiss cheese, and I'm going to melt that on there, and stay tuned. Okay, so as you can see, turn it down, it's nice simmering now, and I've got a cup, and I put a piece of sourdough that I toasted real good, and I rubbed garlic on it. And I've got another one that I'm going to put on the top, the other half, and a piece of Swiss cheese. And I'm going to go ahead and serve this up in the bowl for you guys to see. So here we go. Nice French onion soup, nice and dark. And here we go. So that's going to soak up the stuff in the bottom. And here we go. Okay, so as you can see, nice and thick and rich soup, and there is what it looks like. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this on top, and I'm going to go ahead and add the cheese on there. You can put it in the broiler, or you can put it in some of the, you can put it under the broiler, but I'm going to put this in the microwave. And hold on. Okay, so here you go. This is the soup, and I've melted the cheese on top and got the nice crouton. And as you can see, I'll go ahead and get a little bit of the cheese pull on here. You see the cheese. Nice and ooey gooey cheese. And that's what's for my dinner. French onion soup with Swiss cheese and garlic crouton on top. And I've still got a pretty good sized bowl, so I'd like to thank you for tuning in to another episode of What's for Dinner. And that's what's for my dinner tonight. So, till next time, talk to you later.